out. What do you see? Light. Darkness. A balance. It's so much bigger.
We are no longer a Christian nation.
Assalamu alaikum.
Cannot sit back and wait for a savior.
Which is why your father was right. We are all Jews. Because
I am the chosen one.
הנשיא טראמפ הוא ידיד גדול מאוד של מדינתנו. מנהיג שעשה דברים שלא נעשו קודם לכן, והיו צריכים לעשות בתוקף הצדק והאמת.
All right, here we go. You got the beast making war with the saints. It's exactly what it says, guys. It's exactly the stuff I've been telling you. It's happening. Revelation 13:7, it was given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. They just minted this coin and put Donald Trump on there again with Benjamin Netanyahu. They're going to work together. Now, look what it says. War. This is just what it says of Revelation 13 and Daniel 7.
I only know one truth. It's time for the Jedi to end.
Hereby directed the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. Aliens are going to be gone fast. The American astronaut embodied the incredible spirit of America, the confidence of a cowboy, the skill of a fighter pilot, the ambition of a scientist, and the courage of a true, brilliant, tough warrior.
We are going in with first wave. You smash the entire area. You kill anything that has you get me? We get you, sir.
But they will face an enemy more devastating than any ever imagined.
Does the president believe in the existence of UFOs?
Somehow that question hasn't come up in our back and forth over the last couple days, but I will check into that and be happy to circle back.
And as I said, they will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen before.
We're under attack, sir. We need retrieval now.
We're going to have the Space Force.
Someone made a damn mistake.
Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. They've got to be stopped.
TriStar Pictures takes you to the front lines.
Get them out of here! Get out!
Kill them all.
Space Force.
Troopers.
There is absolutely nothing Americans can't do.
Now, since childhood, I have been a fan of these movies, even the superhero movies. But as you wake up, you really start to see the programming that is taking place, the subliminal messaging, the New World Order propaganda that we are seeing. In fact, right in this poster, you can see the one eye symbolism right there in our faces, the eye of Horus, the eye of Osiris, of Ra, whatever you want to call it, the same Luciferian symbolism right in our faces. And to many people would just dismiss it as, whatever, that's just, coincidence, or that's just their artwork or design or whatever. But when you start waking up to what is truly going on in this world, you know what that means. And my opinion really shows a major theme of duality, It is something that we have spoken about many times on this channel, this mixing of the dark and light, the black and white, the good and evil, male and female, whatever you want to call it. They constantly want to blend these things together, and I believe it is a major Luciferian doctrine and possibly one of the tenets or major tenets of the occult, I would say. It's centered around a character named Ray, whom you saw in the previous episode 7. So having taken her first steps into a larger world, Rey continues her epic journey with Finn, Poe, and Luke Skywalker in the next chapter of the saga. So there is a lot going on here. I believe that Rey could possibly represent Mystery Babylon, the same female heroine figure that we constantly see in so many movies even like Hunger Games, like Divergent, or this mother goddess, Mystery Babylon type figure that we are seeing a lot in movies.
All right, welcome back. Today we're going to look at the actor who plays in the new Star Wars movies, Daisy Ridley, and we're also going to take a look at the Force and what this really means, and we're going to read some Masonic literature by Albert Pike. Daisy's grandfather was an OBE at the BBC, Knights Templar, secret societies. We got ourselves a specimen from the androgynous elite. And it says Ridley suffers from endometriosis and polycystic ovaries. They're saying this person has a problem with his ovaries. Well, the truth is he doesn't have any ovaries, right? This is their excuse as to why this person looks like a man. The transmutation is what's causing all these problems, all right? This person has tattoos. A tattoo of the alchemical symbol of air on his right hip. Well, that's a good place for it. We're going to find out what that tattoo really means. In fact, it means this. Oh, yes, your right hip. Put your hands in your pockets next to your tattoo, because look at those shoulders. Anything you can do to distract us from how masculine your shoulders are, that may help to deceive the masses. Better do something about that brow bone, though. You got yourself a masculine brow bone. Somebody call the doctor. You need to shave that down. This person has undergone some facial feminization surgery, as you can tell. Evidence of rhinoplasty, possible forehead plasty. But look at that head. All right, it's got the big head. It's got the big Wonder Woman head. Oh yeah, look at those arms, man. This person is more ripped than I am. Getting out of shape, sitting around making these videos. This person has a very nice male physique. Likes to dress in these female clothes for some reason. Bit of an Adam's apple there. Square jaw, rhinoplasty nose. Oh, nice teeth, by the way. Hey, I'm such a nice guy. I try to give these people compliments as often as possible. That's a nice looking tranny. All right. Yeah, not really, actually. Look at the forehead. Look at the brow bone. It's just got the small nose, right? And kind of this, it's kind of got this nice tranny smile with the nice teeth. That's the only thing that makes it look feminine. Look at how masculine that is right there, all right? The square jaw, the chin, the collarbones. Yeah, put those hands on the hips, right? Next to your tattoo there with the pentagram. See, this person has pentagram tattoos, pentagrams on the dress, and broad shoulders, and long arms, very long arms. Been pumping some iron, it would seem. Yeah, that's right. You got male muscle development, wearing a mask, as all actors do. And they have to change that to feminize these people, right? And then it goes down into the nose, right? They got these perfect little tiny noses and these big heads. Now, this person's probably done some corset training. Trannies can fake a bit of a curve, all right? It's not a real curve. Now, that looks like a twin sister to me. That is a sister, by the way, and I don't know if they've officially announced being twins. Now, are these people twins as well? It makes you wonder, right? So this person does look very Jewish, probably came out of the Hirschlag fertility clinic, just like all these others, right? There's kind of the Natalie Hirschlag, Natalie Portman strain of these people, right? It's a lineage. There's a bloodline. All right, now Orphan Black, that's a show about transgendered clones, by the way.
Allison, fine. She wants in. We're clones. We're someone's experiment and they're killing us off. Is that helpful?
Mommy?
Gemma? Who are those ladies? They're just Mommy's friends.
Sorry. I wanted to float that whole clone thing a lot softer.
But twins are really just clones, right? So the twins happen naturally. They do happen a lot with IVF, all right? In fact, if you wanted to make twins, you could. You could intentionally make tons of twins if that's what you really wanted to do. All right, now we're going to find out what the force is all about. All right, here's Morals and Dogma of the Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry by Albert Pike. And look at how many times the word force is used just on the beginning of this book, right? Where do you think Star Wars got their force from? Thought is a force and philosophy should be an energy. When all these forces are combined and guided by the intellect, the great revolution prepared for by the ages will begin to march. The power of the deity himself is in equilibrium with his wisdom. Hence, the only results are harmony. These are code words for Kabbalistic concepts of androgyny. The adept may find it in the Kabbalah. The justice and mercy of God are in equilibrium, and the result is harmony, because a single and perfect wisdom presides over both. The Zohar declares that everything in the universe proceeds by the mystery of the balance, that is, equilibrium.
Warmth, cold, peace, violence,
And between it all,
balance, and energy. A force.
and inside you,
Inside me, that same force.
Reason and science demonstrate to us that the modes of existence and being balance each other in equilibrium according to harmonious and hierarchic laws. Therefore it was they that made the sun and moon emblems of the two divine sexes and the two creative forces. It is certain that in all nature, harmony and movement are the result of the equilibrium of opposing or contrary forces. These two parallel lines enclosing the circle are connected at the top, symbolizing the equilibrium which explains the great mysteries of nature. Everything, says the Zohar, proceeds according to the mystery of the balance, that is, by the equilibrium of opposites, and thus from the infinite mercy to the infinite justice in equilibrium flows the perfect harmony of the universe. Infinite power, which is lawless, and infinite wisdom in equilibrium also produces beauty or harmony. Beauty. Most beautiful woman in the world means most androgynous human.
Valentina Sampaio has yet another achievement to add to her resume. The 23-year-old model was announced as a 2020 rookie for the upcoming edition of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, becoming the first ever transgender model to be featured in the magazine's iconic summer issue. The Brazilian model took to Instagram to share how overjoyed she is to have been chosen for such a special honor. I am excited and honored to be part of the iconic Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. The team at SI has created yet another groundbreaking issue by bringing together a diverse set of multi-talented, beautiful women in a creative and dignified way.
Secret of the universal equilibrium is the royal secret. The mystery of the balance is the royal. Secret of the occult sciences is that of nature itself. Well, they've already said that nature is the harmony of male and female combined. Male and female are in equilibrium. Male and female are the active and the passive symbols. Male and female created them in the image of deity. Male and female were the prominent deities of the mysteries. Male and female within the occult wisdom, the supreme crown is fashioned. Male is Yod, he is female. Vav is both. Male on one side, female on the other, the supreme will holding the balance. Male principles of the alchemists represented by air and the earth. The female organ of generation of Adam Kadmon. Man attains the purposes of his being when his two natures are in equilibrium. Yeah, so equilibrium's kind of a big part of Freemasonry.
And between it all,
balance.
Balance. Everything in the universe proceeds by the mystery of the balance. Balance, symbol of all equilibrium. Balance, the symbol of the male and female person. Balance, the royal secret, is what the Zohar calls the mystery. Baphomet, the hieroglyphic figure representing the universal agent. Adam conformed into male and female, and a state of equilibrium established. See, we've lost that state of equilibrium, and that's what they're trying to get back to. Adam Kadmon fashioned into male and female when equilibrium was introduced. Adam Kadmon flows downward into his own nature, and so is duality. See, he fell. That was the fall of man, was the fall into duality. And they're trying to get back to the monad, back to mono. Freemasonry is the subjugation of the human, that is in man, by the divine. So, translated, Freemasonry is the subjugation of the human, that is in man, by the demons, a warfare of the spiritual against the material and sensual. That victory, when it has been achieved and secured, and the conqueror may rest upon his shield and wear the well-earned laurels, is the true holy empire. So that in him also, as in the universe which God governs, harmony and beauty may be the result of a just equilibrium.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. May the force be with you, Master.
May the force be with us all.
May the force be with you. May the force be with you.
And may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with us.
May the force be with you.
And may the force be with us.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you always.
The royal secret of which you are prince is that which the Zohar terms the mystery of the balance. It is the secret of the universal equilibrium, of that equilibrium between good and evil, light and darkness in the world, and finally of that equilibrium possible in ourselves, of which Masonry incessantly labors to accomplish in its initiates and demands of its adepts and princes, between the spiritual and divine and the material and human in man, from which result the harmony and beauty. Remember, beauty is the central point between the two pillars of the Kabbalah. This equilibrium teaches us, above all, to reverence ourselves as immortal souls, right? The immortality of the soul. This is also the Noahide laws teach the same exact thing. Pairs of opposites forms a triangle, symbol of the deity, from Osiris, Isis, master of light and life, the creative world. The right-angled triangle, representing man as a union of the spiritual and material, of the divine and the human. And in each triangle of perfection, one is three and three are one. So man is one, though of a double nature. Oh, maybe an andros and a gynos? And he attains the purposes of his being only when the two natures that are in him are in just equilibrium. And his life is a success only when it too is a harmony and beautiful, like the great harmonies of God and the universe.
A force.
And inside you.
Inside me. That same force.
Such, my brothers, the true word of a master mason. Such the true royal secret, which makes possible and shall at length make real the holy empire of true Masonic brotherhood.
It is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still.
We're here to talk about the end of the world.
And anybody who believes that I am a man obviously is an idiot.
She's a man.
He's lying! Shut up!
My mom said to me, you know, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man.
We are all shapeshifters. We are all lonely drifters. If we've gotten out, we're to my ways over and over. You're on your own. Shapeshifters, 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 shapeshifters. Running from me, I'm hiding from you.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
Charlie's Angels was on the other day, too. Full Throttle, man. Full Throttle. That was essentially tranny porn. That's what that was. I came home from work. I look at the TV. There's tranny porn on the TV. Oh, look at this, man. Baphomet sign right here, man. Right on the cover of the movie. Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu. They're half naked half the time. It's just demonic, tranny nonsense, man. This whole movie. They're giving you the Baphomet sign right here, which is the androgynous goat god Pan, okay? That means they're a tranny. When you see celebrities doing this, people in the elite, they're telling you they're a tranny, all right? Rebooted the series. They got a new generation of trannies, of course. They're not saints. Look at that. They're not saints. The lost word is tranny. The royal secret is tranny. The Holy Empire will be an empire of trannies.
I found an article here talking about Mark Hamill and possibly turning to the dark side. I found that very interesting, as he did an interview on ABC, and it was talking about how they believe that our champion of light here, Luke Skywalker, may be drinking from the Sith Lord Punch Bowl. So in an interview with ABC, Mark Hamill, who plays, of course, the beloved Luke Skywalker in the series, had this to say. There's a difference between teaser and a trailer. A teaser is supposed to show you dynamic images that heighten your awareness and make you want to see the trailer, but avoid all story points if at all possible. But I think that's the only story point that's in the teaser, which is Luke saying it's time for the Jedi to end. It was as shocking to me to read what Rian Johnson, the director, had written, as I'm sure it will be for the audience. So at this point, I'm sure the interviewer put his hand on his chin and with a grim look asked if he could indeed turn to the dark side. I believe they are portraying this darkness and the light. They're trying to say that, you need to bring the dark and the light together to have something pure. They're also, I believe, trying to say that the light also has corruption, so we really need to bring them together because you can, basically get wisdom from both sides. And same goes with this whole left-hand, right-hand path. According to the left-hand path is equated with malicious black magic, and the right-hand path with benevolent white magic. So one is good, one is bad, but basically they're, the left hand, the right hand, they both come from the same body. Of course, same we see with the whole Baphomet thing. And, when we look at even an article from the Gnostic Warrior, he talks about this black versus the white magic. So he goes on to say down here that there is a big difference between white magic and black magic, and allegory and a lie, but the Church of Satan disagrees with this fact. The Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey had written about black and white magic, claiming that magic is magic. White magic is supposedly utilized only for good or unselfish purposes, and black magic, we are told, is used only for selfish or evil reasons. Satanism draws no such dividing line. Magic is magic, but it is used to help or hinder. The Satanist, being the magician, should have the ability to decide what is just and then apply the powers of magic to attain his goals. Satanism is not a white light religion. It is a religion of the flesh, the mundane, the carnal, all of which are ruled by Satan, the personification of the left-hand path. So even though we are seeing that Satanism is basically, or Satan is the personification of the left-hand path, we're seeing that the Church of Satan really sees no dividing line, black or white. It's all the same. They pretty much blend them all together.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
A wizard, and a thumping good a night, wager.
No, you've made a mistake. I mean, I can't be a wizard. I mean, I'm just Harry.
Abracadabra! Expecto Patronum!
What if after everything that I've been through, something's gone wrong?
Look at me.
Look at me! What if I'm becoming bad? What's happening to me?
We've all got both light and dark inside us.
No, I know we're not in Kansas. Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
But really, we are seeing a major blending of the black and white, the darkness and the light. Same thing we see with the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative, the male and the female, the day and the night, or the light and the darkness, the moon and the sun, the hot and the cold. Really major black and white duality, which we have spoken about so many times on this channel. The same kind of theme that is shown over and over and over again in so much of these movies and TV shows. And I believe Star Wars is really depicting the same thing. And of course, to me, this is the same spirit of Baphomet, or basically Satan himself. We see right in the depiction of Baphomet, the light and the darkness, the animal and the human, as above, so below. And you'll remember even in the older movies, we saw Luke Skywalker as he was starting out. He would wear this very light colored, almost beige or white kind of outfit. But as he became a Jedi, he would start wearing black. He wore black a lot. So he went really from the light over to the dark. Now, even though he was fighting for the good, a champion of the light, as we spoke about before, for whatever reason, he would dress. He used to be wearing white, but of course, then he wears the dark.
It's an historic photo op. Pope Francis meeting the president and his family. When she met the Pope, Melania wore a long-sleeve lace Dolce & Gabbana dress with a veil. The president's daughter, Ivanka Trump, was also in black with a veil.
This is the first meeting the new Superior General of the Jesuits had with the press. Father Arturo Sosa demonstrated patience and a sense of humor, even when asked if he likes to be called the Black Pope.
I think Mulemi is better suited for it. Regarding being called the Black Pope, I don't like it.
The idea is to be an organization, the Society of Jesus, that can help the church where and doing what the church needs, and who is going to determine what are the needing of the church, the Pope.
So again, showing the same duality here. I also find it interesting, his name, Luke Skywalker, just like his father, Anakin Skywalker. This last name of Skywalker, I believe, is a direct reference to Lucifer, because Ephesians 2 says, right in verse 2, that he is the prince of the power of the air, the sky. That is Lucifer, Satan, the dragon. He is the power of the air. He is ruling up there. He is in the second heaven, just as we have spoken about many times. If you believe in the true biblical cosmology of our world, we are under a dome firmament, and above that are the waters above, and I believe where the realm of the dragon, the realm of the fallen angels, and the kingdom of Lucifer, even as we spoke about in the last video on Thor Ragnarok, that Asgard is basically a depiction of the second heaven and Lucifer's kingdom. So he is the prince of the power of the air. And Skywalker, go figure, basically portrays that same theme. Skywalker, which to me, in my opinion, would be representing Satan and his fallen angels being up there. Okay, and I really believe that this is trying to tell us that Lucifer has been misunderstood. You know, even that TV show that came out, the Lucifer, he's being portrayed as a good guy. He's helping the police. He's using his powers supposedly for good. The holocron is something that holds the knowledge of the Jedi. So if you're a good Jedi, you have a cubic kind of holocron. And if you're a bad one, you have a pyramidal looking kind of holocron. So really, you know, the cube, the pyramid, it's all the same occultic kind of stuff that we are seeing constantly, you know, in these different kinds of productions. So here you go, there's two of them together. You've got the cube holocron, which holds the knowledge of the good Jedi, the ones of the light, and then you've got the pyramidal one that holds the knowledge of the Sith, or the dark Jedi, or the dark ones.
Although it was nowhere near the size of his masters, Dooku himself had a sizable collection of the history of
of the Sith. Among Darth Tyrannus' collection, the Sith holocrons were some of the most valuable in the entire Star Wars mythos. But there was one holocron that Dooku and many Jedi claimed to be far more dangerous and valuable, in some ways horrific, than any other item in his collection. An item that stemmed all the way back to the ancient empire of the Sith, making it exceptionally rare and sought after by the Jedi and Sith alike. The Sith Lords in their pursuit of knowledge, and the Jedi in their hopefulness to destroy the Dark Holocron. Yes, today we will be discussing one of the most ancient and first Sith holocrons ever constructed. A holocron so dangerous it was even given a name. Again, the Dark Holocron. This Dark Holocron in Dooku's collection was rare because of one specific thing: its original constructor and owner. The Dark Holocron held an extremely special place in Jedi history, as it was the first ever holocron to be possessed by the Jedi Order, and was the first holocron that the Jedi learned of Sith knowledge from. In a sense, the moment the Jedi Order came into possession of the Dark Holocron, they truly, for the first time, understood their ancient enemy. The Dark Holocron was a holocron that was constructed by one of the first ever Sith Lords that lived, and debatably the most powerful. That Sith Lord's name was Naga Sadow. After Naga Sadow was defeated by the Jedi and the Republic, Jedi Master Odin came into possession of this Dark Holocron. The Dark Holocron was originally found hidden within one of the many ships that belonged to Naga Sadow, and unfortunately for Sadow, he was unable to attain the holocron yet again before he fled. And unfortunately for the Sith Lord, the Jedi Order were able to gain access to the holocron. The Jedi that had recovered the holocron, Odin knew the darkness that resided within it, and therefore it remained in his possession until the day he died. Odin seldom let any Jedi look into the holocron, as he knew the power that it held, and the power to corrupt. Oftentimes, Odin himself would feel the pull to the dark side of the Force from the holocron, as the holocron would taunt him with the power that he could possess, as well as knowledge that Naga Sadow had actually survived, as the holocron itself had a very piece of Naga Sadow. After the death of Odin the larger Jedi Council ordered the Dark Holocron to be hidden deep within the archives of the Jedi Temple, placing it within the Holocron Vault, but all the way in the back, where no Jedi would ever have hopes of laying eyes upon it again. In fact, it was banned for any Jedi to lay eyes on it. Even Jedi Grandmasters were not permitted to lay their eyes upon this ancient holocron, meaning that not even Grandmaster Yoda could look upon the holocron if he desired. It was because of this that when Dooku was being trained by Yoda at the Jedi Temple, he viewed the Dark Holocron as an ultimate pride. Dooku as a Jedi believed that if he could even just open or touch the holocron, he could gain the knowledge to become the most powerful Jedi that would ever live. As a young boy, Dooku had even had the opportunity to look upon the Dark Holocron, something that would plague his mind ever since he turned to the dark side of the Force years later.
Okay, so really, here we go. There's an article that talks about this again from Wikipedia. It says that holocrons were image storage datacron devices used by both the Jedi Order and the Sith that contain ancient lessons or valuable information in holographic form. So Jedi holocrons were also called Jedi datacrons. They appear as palm-sized glowing polyhedrons of crystalline material and hardware, and can only be activated and used through the power of the Force. Okay, so these kind of things, these devices hold secret knowledge, or basically I would say forbidden knowledge, that the Jedi and the Sith use together. And you will see in a video clip that I will show at the end of this video, that is a cartoon series called Star Wars Rebels, and they actually morph the two, the cube and the pyramid, the knowledge of the Jedi, the light, and the knowledge of the Sith, the dark side, and they morph it together, and something blazingly white, or this gray holocron, which is shining with light, which to me is a representation of the light of Lucifer. When you mix the good with the evil, the darkness with the light, he is really showing this same theme yet again in that cartoon now, of mixing the darkness with the light. And I believe that is also possibly a reference to the Mystery Babylon theme of morphing all of the religions together, of coexisting. I believe this is even what Pope Francis and basically the elites and these television shows and movies, the same theme of coming together, of forgetting all of our differences, of basically morphing into one. I believe this is pointing to the final one world religion that is coming down the pipe very soon. In fact, it's already in place, and it's just, really spreading throughout the entire earth. But this one world religion is coming, which will center in the worship of the dragon, the worship of the beast, the false prophet. They will propagate this one world religion of all coming together, because it is all about mystery Babylon. Again, this figure of Rey, how she is the one that seemingly will be the last Jedi, or coming together in this this female character, this female heroine. It's kind of interesting how it started off with a lot of male figures, but now it's really, we see this, this theme of a feminine heroine. And I'm not saying anything that there's anything wrong per se with having a feminine heroine, but this seems to be the pervading theme in so many movies, where the feminine now is being very much magnified and glorified. And again, I think it's all leading to this mystery Babylonian one world religion, the culminating of all of the faiths, getting rid of our differences and all coming together. A major New World Order theme. And, speaking of New World Order themes, I find it quite fascinating that this particular poster is red, black, and white, the same colors that we have spoken about before. Usually the Star Wars logo is in yellow or gold, as you can see here. Or even in this one here, we see even in the last one, okay, this is showing episode 8, but basically usually it's a gold or yellow kind of color, but this time it is a red color. I find that quite fascinating. The red, black, and white New World Order color theme symbolism yet again being shown in our faces. And another thing that we have seen, and that we showed pretty much right at the beginning of this video, is the poster of episode 8. And you'll recall even episode 7, major one-eye symbolism being shown in these different posters. We see good old Finn there with the one-eye symbolism. We see Kylo Ren with the one-eye symbolism. We see all of them here. We see Han Solo with the one-eye symbolism. I mean, it just never ends. We keep seeing with Rey, with Princess Leia. Constantly we are seeing this one-eye symbolism, the eye of Horus, the eye of Osiris, the same kind of thing. And what I find quite fascinating, and this really is pointing to the ancient religions, the mystery Babylonian religions. And that's, we were talking about the Jedi. Here's what I found really fascinating: the sacred symbol of the Jed pillar. Okay, now check this out. So hieroglyphics play an important role in understanding ancient Egyptian culture. One of the most commonly found and mysterious hieroglyphic symbols is known as the Jed symbol. With the appearance of a pillar and 3 or more crossbars, there have been several theories as to the meaning of this enigmatic symbol and what it represented to the ancient Egyptians who used it so frequently. So there is the symbol right there. What does that remind you of? And I'll get to that in a minute. The Jed symbol has the appearance of a vertical shaft or pillar. It usually has 4 horizontal bars near the top with a series of vertical lines between each bar. It also had 4 bands around the neck of the shaft, beneath the first of the horizontal bars. Sometimes it is topped with a capital. Okay, so many believe the Jed is a symbol of the god Osiris, specifically his spine. According to Egyptian mythology, Osiris was the god of the afterlife. Of course, we'll remember the story of him dying because of his brother Set. And then basically after he dies, Osiris' wife Isis had been searching for him. She came to learn that his body was contained inside the pillar. She became close with the king and queen, and when they granted her a boon, she requested the pillar. Upon being granted the pillar, she removed Osiris' body and consecrated the pillar. It has since been called the Pillar of the Jed. The sun disk of the god Ra is raised into the sky by an Ankh sign. There you go, right there. So there's the Jed. You've got the symbol of the god Ra and his sun symbol there, and the Jed pillar. So the Ankh sign symbolized life, literally, possibly resurrection, and a Jed pillar signifying the stability and the god Osiris, while adored by Isis, okay, his wife. So basically, according to others, the Jed is a fertility pillar made from or surrounded by reeds or sheaves. Let's get rid of that right there. As Egypt was a treeless land, this may represent the importance of the trees that were imported from Syria. This also ties in with the story of Osiris, where his body was encased within the trunk of a tree. So basically we can see that this Jed symbol is big time a symbol of Osiris. And what does that look like to you? In my opinion, it looks like basically the lightsaber, what we see even in many of these Star Wars movies, the way the lightsaber is even depicted, okay, the base of this thing. And I believe that we are being shown here, or possibly where the Jedi has actually come from. It is a symbol of Osiris. Having the knowledge or the stability of Osiris is what I believe we are being shown here. We got another Egyptian relic here showing the same staff. I believe possibly, you know, representing even the lightsaber. They all hold this kind of thing in the Egyptian hieroglyphics and stuff like that. So the Jed symbol is also used in a ceremony called raising the Jed. Okay, or raising the Jedi. I find that quite interesting, very, very fascinating. I believe this Jed symbol, to me, seemingly looking like the hilt or the bottom of a lightsaber, the handle, I would say, I guess, of the lightsaber or the Jed, possibly a direct reference to the Jedi and where they come from or what they actually mean.
At the top of the Capitol Dome in Washington, you can see the goddess of freedom, also known as Semiramis, Queen of Babylon, who later became Isis of Egypt. Now, we suggest the dome itself represents the womb of the goddess. So, if the dome represents the womb of the goddess, we should find nearby the phallus of the god, ready to impregnate her and bring forth the spirit of the sun god. And we most certainly do. Facing the dome is the phallus of the sun god, the Washington Monument. During his research for his book, Apollyon Rising 2012, Dr. Tom Horn travelled to Washington, D.C., where he met with Masons at the House of the Temple, the headquarters of the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite. Horn says these men were very cordial and mostly responsive to his questions. They even confirmed his understanding of the influence of Freemasonry in American history. It was only when he pressed one of them about a ritual called the raising ceremony, the raising of Osiris from the dead, it's also known as, which is conducted in the temple room on the 3rd floor of the building. It's only then that these Masons became evasive and visibly uncomfortable. The reason for this, according to Dr. Horn, is that in addition to the raising ceremony being conducted when members reach the 33rd degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, this strange ceremony is performed without public knowledge in this very temple room at the inauguration of every United States president. Why is that? Because deep esoteric meaning behind Egyptian and Rosicrucian magic that was incorporated into the rites and rituals of Freemasonry hold that the spirit of Osiris can be raised from the underworld and installed, for want of a better term, in the reigning king or president. According to Tom Horn, this is why the US Capitol Dome is laid out so as to face the obelisk, the phallus of the sun god, known as the Washington Monument.
Here we've got an article here. It's actually a quorum of where are the Jedi and Sith orders based upon from real life. So according to this, says the Jedi Order, the Force and Jedi values and beliefs are inspired by Asian philosophies and pantheism, which suggests all things in existence are connected this or another way. There was Jedi, most possibly. See the way they talk about Jedi. Fictional magicians from ancient Egypt, okay? So Jed pillars, Egyptian symbols, meaning stability. So stability was very important for Egyptians. If the world falls into chaos, it will be destroyed. So stability, periodicity, and order is very important. It's the reason why they were so obsessed with writing. If something is written, painted, sculpted, it will live forever. Well, as long as the text exists. Okay, so we can see it would help to defend the world from chaos and destruction. Again, the same kind of symbol, this Jed pillar, all right, again, basically symbolizing wisdom or wisdom of Osiris or his backbone or stability, the same kind of thing. I believe this was depicted in the Economist magazine from 2016, the cover of it. You might recall this cover, but right in the middle, what is there? I believe this was a Jed pillar. You've even got what looks like a little kind of knight on the top here, or some kind of warrior, but I believe, again, they're trying to show stability in the Luciferian way, this Jed pillar, or the return of the Jedi, or possibly the last Jedi, which could be the false Messiah. And another article that I found even more interesting about this stuff from the Institute for Jedi Realist Studies that was found, it explains this Jed even more in depth here. The Jed eye, check that out, Jedi. It's the Jed, but the Jed eye, all-seeing eye, the Kemetic third eye of Hero. The word wizard comes from those who held the staff of power, which was called the WSR or Wasar. Osiris was the life force within creation, his backbone, the Jed or Jedi, hence the force of the Jedi Knights of Star Wars. Osiris was called SR or ASR as well as Wasar. The Wasar staffs were electrical conductors of power, hence the wizards were Wasars or Osiris, using WSR wands for their hexagon in Egyptian Hiku. Okay, so the main tenet of the Star Wars universe is completion of the circle, or finding the balance between good and evil. It is a metaphor for knowing whether you are on the wrong side or whether you are becoming destructive. Ironically enough, the idea of completing the circle with ritual and of finding balance in awareness was known in ancient Egypt as raising the Jed. The purpose of the ritual was to preserve order and repel chaos. In order to do this, there first had to be an effort to raise this awareness, or Jed. Those that did this were known as Jedi. Archetypical symbols such as the circle, the spiral, trees, and a pillar or pole were magically and ritually employed to preserve essential order. These symbols have all a connection to the sun and the worship of the sun. Very, very interesting. So we're seeing quite in our faces, this could possibly be sun worship, Luciferian worship, the same kind of thing that all the mystery religions do.
No rock and no rain can release you from the strain. Step aside as I glide too strong. Close your eyes as I eclipse the sun. As I eclipse the sun.
Eclipse, perfume for women. Let the light be on you.
Historically, the Jed was raised at a crucial transitional time between cycles, evoking light and stability to dispel darkness and disorder. Such periods were the winter solstices, the failing years of a reigning monarch, or the coronation of a new one. A tower or an obelisk is symbolic of the connection and balance of all things in heaven and in earth, now represents the Jed. We see this symbol all over the world as secret societies have used it as a backdrop for their empires. And we see this constantly. We know Washington, D.C. has the Washington Monument. The Vatican has their phallic rite in St. Peter's Basilica. We see all the big cities, London and major places all over the world, they have their obelisk or this Jed that is put up there. This is what the secret societies are doing, and they know exactly what it means. So August the 12th and 13th was the time that the Osiris mysteries were shared and performed. The word wizard comes from those who held the staff of power, which we spoke of before. Osiris was the life force within creation, his backbone, the Jed. Okay, so we can see that this Jed really represents the power of Osiris, I would say the knowledge of Osiris, or hence the force of the Jedi Knights of Star Wars. So I was shocked when I saw this for myself. Even the Jed, they add this eye. I guess the eye could represent the eye of Lucifer, the eye of Ra, eye of Osiris. The Jed eye, this energy symbol was built into the pyramids, okay, of Thoth and Cheops and Khufu. So really, I believe this Jedi is nothing more than more pagan mystery Babylon, religions of Egypt, which all came from Babylon itself. The Jedi are possibly a representation of Osiris, or basically using the power of Osiris, using the all-seeing eye. We know this symbolism is being shown like crazy in so many movies. And the Luciferian all-seeing eye of Horus, eye of Ra, eye of Osiris, eye of of Nimrod, whatever you want to call it. This is or possibly the main symbol that we see constantly, the eye in the pyramid or the capstone coming on top of the pyramid, the arrival of the last Jedi, the final knight, or the false Messiah. So could the Jedi be a representation of the mystery Babylonian elite? The people who are in the know, the people who have the secret knowledge, basically the forbidden knowledge.
Mental health issues affect people of all ages, income levels, and cultures. No one is immune. Advocate for and promote mental well-being in your life and to those around you. You're not alone. The more you know.
Now, what is significant and about this as well is that Katy Perry once came out at I believe it was a Super Bowl halftime show, and she came out as the more you know star. So given what we know about it being related to Sirius and Isis and the serpent and the goddess Venus, it is clear that Katy Perry was playing the goddess of that star, which is Isis.
Where darkness rules, fights the champion of light. Where hope seems lost, there rides the rebellion. Together they stand ready against the dark, evil warriors of the Horde and their leader, the terrible Hordak. Rebellion, armed with hope and ancient powers against the force of an intergalactic army. This is the story of one who will become leader of the Great Rebellion. She-Ra, Princess of Power.
Okay, so now is the time for war, guys. This is what they're saying. They're going at war. The beast is going at war against us, okay? Now, this is the other side of the coin. They're calling Donald Trump their Messiah. This is the temple coin. This is the one going to come out. All right, you got the third temple coming soon. They saying Donald Trump is Cyrus. Okay, they got Cyrus here again. And it says something here like about the Sanhedrin. The council of the Sanhedrin is meeting. But look at, Cyrus is my anointed king. Well, what they're saying is Donald Trump is their anointed king. We say anointed in English. In Hebrew, that's Mashiach, the Messiah. Okay? They're saying Donald Trump is their Messiah, anointed king. Okay? Excuse me, back on this page, it says here something like Ben, son, right here, our light. And this is the Hebrew word for war. So war, sons, light, against the sons of darkness.
The mystery religions, the people who follow Lucifer, who are living in rebellion, They are the ones that want to have knowledge that comes from Lucifer, knowledge that we are not supposed to have, because they are children of the darkness. Even though they want to blend the darkness with the light, they are children of darkness. And possibly the Jedi represent the mystery religions, represent the people who worship Lucifer, who worship Osiris, who believe have the secret knowledge of Osiris, who believe they are bringing stability to this world. But they are not, because only Yeshua HaMashiach, he is the one that's going to bring stability. He is the one that is going to rule this world. He is the King of all kings, and he is coming to destroy all these people who think they have the hidden knowledge. He's coming to destroy the devil and his people. And this represents, to me, in my mind, the fact that they're called Jedi Knights. I think it's another reference to the Knights Templar, who we know are part of the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the people who run this world. So that is what Star Wars is really all about. These ones who have the fallen knowledge, these ones who come with the knowledge of Lucifer, the knowledge of Osiris, the backbone, bring the stability, or fake stability, I would say, to the world. But they are just not. They are going to be cast down to the earth, and the final judgment of this world is going to commence once that happens, I believe. So we are being shown this blatantly in our faces.
With the release of Star Wars Rebels Season 3 trailer, we have some interesting new information and possible hints in regards to the Sith holocron Ezra acquired in the Season 2 finale. We know from the trailer that Ezra has been using the Sith holocron he obtained with Maul's help at the end of Season 2, and going from what looks to be a noticeable increase in his lightsaber ability from the trailer, he has in all likelihood been able to open the holocron and begin to learn the secrets that lie within. Regardless of Ezra's ability to access the holocron, the question still remains about whose holocron it is and what secrets lie within. We hear Ezra say, what if there are secrets we can learn from it to help destroy the Sith? Which is a very interesting statement, as it makes you wonder what he has learned thus far that would lead him to believe a Sith holocron may contain the secrets he needs to destroy the Sith. We also hear from Kanan, the holocron, I'm afraid it's changing him, and this seems to be the main story arcs of early Season 3. And will this be a possible conflict between Kanan and Ezra over the importance of the holocron and the danger that is associated with using it to gain the knowledge and power they desperately need in their constant struggle against the Sith and the Empire? The part I find most intriguing, however, of Ezra's journey to unlock the secrets of the holocron has to be the fact that it's drawing him towards Maul, and I believe this is where we're going to get our first clue to the identity of who lies within the Sith holocron. We see in the trailer Maul and Ezra combining two holocrons, a Jedi and a Sith holocron. We know Ezra possibly has the ability to access both the Sith and Jedi holocrons, but it is very unlikely that Maul would be able to do the same, so the combination may serve as unlocking a greater mystery and power. It is this combination that has me thinking that both holocrons would belong to someone who walked both the paths of the light and dark side. I know for me personally, it would make sense that Darth Revan would be the character associated with both holocrons. As it stands to reason, he would have had a chance to forge a holocron during his time as both a Jedi and a Sith. His vast knowledge in both the light and the dark side of the Force is something he would have wanted to preserve. That's why I believe thousands of years ago, he left both the Jedi and Sith holocrons behind, so that when they were finally combined together, they would unlock greater secrets and powers to someone who shared a similar view of the Force as himself. Of course, the other possibility to this theory is that it could just be a completely different character that could serve as the introduction possibly of a grey Jedi into Rebels and Star Wars canon.